Hello, everyone, and welcome to our final So Sad Cooking with Tito tonight. We are going to make a delicious choose your own fish pasta, and I can't wait because and learn how to make broccolini, which I've never known how to make, and my husband loves it, so I'm super excited about that also. So welcome to tonight. I will just give you some logistics. So if you are coming on camera, I'm going to put you as a panelist, so feel free to make yourself live or not. It's totally up to you. It's more fun, obviously, when we're engaged and we're able to interact with each other, but if that's not something that you're comfortable with, we totally get it. We hope you enjoy the cooking show tonight. And again, just as a reminder, all the funds that we raise for this event and for the entire month go to an organization called Project Kind. And Project Kind, they do outreach, and they reach out to women and families that are on the verge of homelessness or who are homeless, and they help put a roof over their head and food on their table. So if you haven't donated and you do have a little bit to give, please feel free to go to projectkind123.org and you can make a donation there. And if you've already given, thank you so much. We really appreciate you and appreciate the difference that you'll make in somebody's life. So with that, I am going to pass it over to Tito, and what you can do to see just her is you can go to your speaker view and pin her so that she's your main stage and you can see what she's doing. So Tito, I'm passing it on to you. Thank you again so much for joining us and for doing this for us for the entire month of June. It was a huge ask, and I appreciate all of your support and your help.
Nicole, thank you so much. As usual, you're the best. Thank you for the introduction. As you said, today we do some fish and some veggie. Of course, we can mix the veggie, the pasta and the fish, or we can just skip the pasta. Very simple dish, super delicious. Every of our husbands love, broccoli rabe, loves spicy shrimp. And I think would be also the perfect moment to introduce our kids to some different fish and some different sauce. But sometime, and I believe I was the same for me in the beginning, I had some trouble to say what to do with this, because this is the broccoli rabe. But there are so many around, but I really like this brand. Now they always find it, I always find in every store, and also organic. And when you have this in your hand, you have to just take the leaves, don't go crazy, just this, and put it in cold water. And as you can see, I'm doing it in, oops, are you there? Yes, yeah. I hope so, guys. Okay, I put it just in a simple spinner, and I put cold water, and this is something that you can do in advance. You can ask if you have a nice lady helping you in the kitchen, or maybe you can teach your kids. I do very fast, and I like to do it before I start anything else, because I like to have it in cold water for like 15-20 minutes, and change the water 1 or 2 times, depending if you see there is a lot of sand or something on the bottom of your spinner. Okay, guys, this is the beginning. You keep doing it very fast, and you will see then the one bunch will do for a family of 4, or a husband and wife with a big appetite and don't eating gluten. Said that, I'm putting my cold water in. And Nicole, I hope, Ben's coming back on time from work to try on this dish.
Yeah,
he will make it back on time.
I don't know if he'll make it back in time, but next time he comes, I'll know how to make it.
Okay. But
you happen to get him when he's traveling to California, but next time he comes, because he loves broccoli rabe, he'll know.
Okay.
I will know what to do. The trick for me was never like seeing like that thing in your hand and being like, what do I do with that?
Exactly.
Like, what do you do with that? Nobody tells you.
But look, it's super easy. I will always suggest to don't do with the knife. I know it's much easier and faster, but you don't want to have this heavy stock in your pan, because
Yeah.
that will really make it difficult and uneven the cooking and unpleasant in your mouth.
Yeah.
But very simple. Now, this can be also done in advance. You can just cook it and put it like in a Pyrex and put it in the fridge and just toss it again the day after in a pan and mixing pasta or mixing shrimp. You know, it's not, of course, it would be delicious in the moment you finish and serving, but it's something you can save and recycle. As you know, guys, I really am big on leftovers. I really like the idea that you cook today and you don't cook tomorrow, that you change, you know, what you cook tonight for something delicious tomorrow. Now, in less than, I think, 3 minutes, my first
Nice.
bunch is clean. I change the water. I put it back very cold. Now, if you think maybe it's a little bit soft, you know, it's not nice and crisp, the leaf, you can add some some ice in the water, and the leaves, they will come back alive. Or you can put it like a piece of paper towel, very, you know, wet, and put it on top. Like this, you can leave it for a few hours in the water and they don't turn bad. Okay, guys, step 1 is done. Now, as you know, tonight we cook some very spicy fish. I don't know, you guys, if you bought it only, you know, shrimp, or you bought only the fish, or you interested to do both together. But always have a nice skillet. Then you can also bring it at the table like this. You have less stuff to wash. I'm very big on doing everything in one pan and serving from at the table direct, you know, nothing fancy. You turn the flame and you put, I don't know, like enough to cover the bottom, okay?
Is that for the broccoli rabe or that's for the fish?
This is for the fish because I wanted just the broccoli rabe to stay a little bit in the cold water like this. If there is any dirt or any sand, it's being released, and we can start the tomato. As I usually said, I always don't start from scratch with the garlic, but I always keep in the fridge peeled garlic clove, because you always use, and especially tonight, every of our dish is based with garlic, and it's better to have in advance, ready, done. Okay, take 2 cloves, cut it in half, not do it too small because otherwise it will be tough to find it after, and you don't want to mix it with the shrimp and mistaking it and eating it after. Okay, this is on. I don't know if you see better with this light or not. Maybe not. Okay. And the smell of the garlic is fabulous. The flame's going. Now, when we cook fish, it is something you have to always remember. It's very fast. You don't want to overcook it. The shrimp, they can be so, you know, chewy, they would be impossible. Also, the white fish or the chilean sea bass, if you pick chilean sea bass, would be in 1,000 pieces and you will lose it in the sauce. But this fish is something you cook fast with a good hot flame, and there, you know, don't stirring too many times. You want to keep it nice and fast. Okay. The oil is going, the garlic is going to be nice and gold. And we're going back to the sink to see our fish. Okay, this is my chilean sea bass. Okay, guys, I would cut it, and these are my shrimp. I prefer to buy wild fish because it's always more safe than farm. At least, you know, we know they eat some good stuff there. Or at least we hope they eat some good stuff. The shrimp, I don't defrost it fully. I will show you. I will just put it like in water now when the fish, I'm cutting the fish. But I prefer to cook the shrimp that are still frozen. This is the fish. And I'm going to cut it in square, in cubes. I use the glove because I like to touch the fish and see if there are some bones or something left. Because I want to make sure that, you know, then the kids, they don't have nothing to worry about. We know, you know, the kids always find some bad excuse. Some excuse we don't eat fish.
Now, Tito, does sea bass usually come with bones, or you just make sure that there is none and it's
I just make sure.
Yeah.
It's the job of the fisher, you know, the people selling the fish to take it off the bones when they sell in fillet. And they're having a special tool, looks like, you know, like very nice thing. It's stainless steel. They pick and took it off everything. But it always happens, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not pleasant for a kid or for anybody to chew on now. For anybody, for this, I think having gloves is definitely more safe anyway, and it's easy to deal with. Doesn't gross you out. I do the same with chicken or meat. I feel more confident to do it. Now,
yes, it's funny. Yeah. I never really cooked with gloves until one of your cooking sessions where you taught us how to make meatballs. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this has like changed my whole world on how to make meatballs.
Doesn't make a huge difference.
Oh my gosh, no more pulling it out of my fingernails or like it's made
exactly.
Whenever I touch meat, I use gloves. So it was brilliant.
If you think about it, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Gross for who's cooking and who's eating, you know.
Yeah.
It's really not the most pleasant thing.
And now I'm sure we all have extra gloves at home, so.
Oh my goodness, yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm pulling off my garlic because like I said, I don't want to have it so confused with the white fish, and maybe someone have to eat it after, and we'll be back. And I'm putting very fast the fish. Now they're cubes, right? And I just let it, you know, lower the flame, of course. Like this, you can control the oil.
What is your flame at, a medium or?
A medium, a little bit less than a medium. Because now it's nice and hot from the garlic. Now, I don't know if you can hear it, but sounds like really the fish is, you know, fast and fried, and I'm peeling every side. I'm browning it. If your oil is hot enough, will not stick in the pan. You see, nothing is sticking in my pan. I don't have any fish. Any piece of fish stuffing on the bottom. You guys, smell already delicious. And now is the time to put the shrimp. Remember, you can always put the stuff is already cooked on the outside of the pan because it's where it's less hot. And now you can put the shrimp in the center because remember, they are still frozen. At least mine. If you bought it fresh, remember, they will cook much faster. and you don't want to keep it too much in the sauce, on the oil, and a gooey flavor. Okay, phase one, it's going. I will raise the flame a little bit too, because now the frozen shrimp lowered the temperature of the olive oil. We're going up, okay? Flip the shrimp, and you will see the shrimp turning pink, meaning it's ready to be turned around. You see, guys, the color change. Okay, time to put some salt, a nice pinch, okay? You always can add later. Don't worry about now if it's not enough. Now it's not the time to be worried about that. And this is what I like to use with fish, is Italian cherry tomatoes. I'm putting a bunch of this. Let me take a clean. And you see the difference, guys? I want to try to show you. They look like the ones from the salad, but they're really from Italy, and they're so much sweeter that it makes a huge difference in the sauce. You don't want to overdo it. This is not an heavy red sauce, okay? I will say you can put one of the small can, or just like a third of the big one like I have. Okay, this going. I can take off my gloves. They did their job. And guys, this is my secret weapon. This is coming from Italy. It's crushed red pepper from a dear friend of mine. She prepared for us. It's very spicy. You can pick and decide to put it when you cook. Obviously, the flavor will be much more intense and delicious. Or you can put after on top of the pasta. If you have kids, they're not ready to such a spicy food, okay? And again, you can start with a little bit of spoon, a little spoon, a small quantity. You don't have to go crazy. I ask you to have also some parsley. Same thing. I will leave just big leaves. Like this, nobody can complain. Then they have to cut, just a light chop. But this is will release a little bit of the flavor. Now, guys, how's look? Okay, we cover this, and we going back to the broccoli wrap. Now, what I want to do is I just switch and put this tomato sauce in the back. And we put the pan for the broccoli wrap on. Flame on. Are you all with me? Or I go too fast? Good.
I'm just finishing up my 1 second. I just want to finish up my parsley.
Okay.
I put the parsley on the cutting board with the fish by accident. I just wanted to take some fresh ones.
Oh, look. Doesn't matter. You can always rinse it off. And also, so many times, having these herbs, it's a little bit costly and a pain to find and use, few leaves of parsley and buy this huge bunch. And what are you doing after for this? My suggestion is take all the leaves off and put it in a Ziploc and just put it in your freezer. because the flavor, the beautiful essence of the parsley will come up anyway. Maybe will not look very crispy, but will still do the work for this. You don't have to always rebuy, you know, the basil, the parsley, or the cilantro. You can have it in your freezer. Ideally, we'll have in your garden. That would be another nice step. Or you can have it on a pot, like I keep it in my kitchen. But the freezer works great. Okay. Now I'm on my second water with the broccoli wrap. What I do usually is I look on the bottom of my spinner if there is any sand or anything. It looks like pretty clean. So this, I'm going to, and it's very important. This is fundamental because otherwise you will really have splash all over. You have to spin this very well. Otherwise, this will go everywhere in the kitchen. Okay, look how much water coming out. Okay, the broccoli wraps are washed and almost dry enough to be in the pan. The pan is hot. Now, about the oil for this pan. I don't like very oily, my broccoli wrap, but it's up to you. Depends what you're using for. If it's a side dish, I will go for much less olive oil. But if you're using to mix pasta in, I will use a little bit extra, otherwise they will be too dry. Remember, if you learn to do this recipe of the broccoli wrap, you will be able to do this same recipe and just add, I would say, maybe a sausage, or you can do, I like it with anchovies. There are so many options. And broccoli wrap are like a very delicious green leaf. Here we go. The pan is hot. The garlic is going. It's super important, like I told you guys, have Andy this. Put it, because you will see, we will have a lot of splatters around. Okay, the garlic is going. When this is going, I want to just double check on my fish. I don't know if you want to share what you're doing, but I'm happy to show you mine. It's fine. It's going. The shrimp are defrosting very nice. The smell is delicious. This is not a thick sauce. It's a very light sauce. But in this, you can mix the pasta, and I would say in 10 minutes, the sauce is ready. Okay, back here.
Should we be boiling water, Tito?
If you want to start the water, yes.
Okay.
I keep my diet on, and I will have over broccoli.
Broccoli. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay.
But yes, absolutely. This is the time that you can start your water, because in 10 minutes you will be ready to put your pasta in. Okay.
Perfect.
Now, I don't know if you're ready, but my garlic is nice and gold. I need this big thing to turning around. This is the case where I like to leave, oh my, already fried. I like to leave the garlic in to give it more flavor. And here we go. I hope you see it. You hear the sound? You can lower a little bit of flame. Also, if you think that now it doesn't fit everything, believe me, it's fine. You can press it a little bit and put it in. Okay, guys, here we go. Now, gently. So One thing I ask you guys, don't ever burn broccoli rabe because there is nothing worth flavor because they're already a bitter veggie, or slightly bitter, and you don't want to make it much more bitter with the burnt leaf. Okay, now I lower the flame, the broccoli rabe are going, and now it's the time that I add my dry peppers. Why I do this, I like just a big chunk, again, like this, if the kids, they don't want it. You see, I'm taking off the seeds. If you think they're too spicy, keep it the entire pepper like this, there is less spiciness going to the veggie. Now, I always keep dry peppers like this because you can have all year round and in your kitchen. And now then the pan is going and there is steam, this will come back to life, will be soft. Okay. Now, one little tip, don't add salt. If you add salt when vegetables are cooking, you extract all the vitamins, all the water from the veggie. You will have a huge puddle of water in your pan and you will have to overcook it in order to dry it out. But if it's, you know, broccoli rabe, if it's broccoli, if it's mushroom, just add the seasoning at the end. Just put the salt really at the end. Otherwise, it would be a big soup. Okay. I would say in 5 minutes, the broccoli rabe are ready. And like I said, if you're a big fan of this vegetable, so your husband are, you can boiling now water for the pasta and do a short pasta and toss it in and toss maybe some, you know, very, very heavy, kind of like flavory cheese, like pecorino, or you can have on the grill some sausage, some Italian sausage, and cut it in pieces and put it in, and you can do a fabulous meal. In this case, for me tonight, I would propose for the kids with the pasta, and for myself and my husband, you know, just the shrimp going top, you know, on the side or topping the broccoli rabe. Now, of this meal, you can, I would say the only thing you can really keep for tomorrow as a leftover and would be delicious are the broccoli rabe. You can really recycle and do some pasta if you want. The fish, I'm not so sure how, you know, you can recycle fish. It's very tough to keep it for overnight. The flavor is gone, would be not so good. Hello guys, the sauce is almost ready. This delicious smell, fabulous. I will cover this, and we're ready for the pasta. Now, I'm going to tell you, I use always, you know, my girls are gluten-free. You can use normal pasta. But if you want to transform this dinner in a little bit more adult or a little bit more fancy, if you have guests, one thing I really like to do, and a lot of my guests love it, I buy Italian pasta black. I don't know if you ever came across in a store of black ink squid pasta. Cook very fast. That is the only thing you have to keep in mind. But make a very cool dinner plate, because imagine you will have your bowl with this white dish and this black ink, and the flavor is amazing. It's especially mixed with this light red sauce and the cherry tomatoes and the parsley and the fish. This is really delicious. It's very much more fun than having the typical, you know, white pasta. Now my pasta, my water, it's boiling. I don't know yours, guys, but it's very important that you put lots of quartz salt, because pasta needs extra flavor in the water to bring it up the best, okay? Now, I don't want to burn myself. Take this. 2 more seconds. And you, Nicole, are you there on time with everything? Are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you
know,
working?
I bought the wrong tomatoes. I bought cherry tomatoes. I misread the ingredients, so I think I need to cook them a little bit longer. So I took my fish out and I'm cooking them by themselves for a little bit.
Oh, perfect idea. Absolutely. Don't ever be afraid. If you see then the sauce is still too watery,
Yeah.
just stick, you know, scoop off the fish, put it on the side, keep it warm, and let the flame really go fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And you're done. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I 100% agree.
The sauce tastes.
I lost you for a second. What did you say?
I tasted the sauce. That's super delicious.
Good.
So I just need the tomatoes to get a little bit more cooked, but the sauce was so good and sweet.
But like we always said, Nicole, remember, we still have to toss the pasta in that cherry tomato sauce. For this, you will have 2-3 more minutes of cooking anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, my water's going. Do you think your kids will eat it? Your boys?
I think they'll eat everything but the broccoli rabe, but we never know.
It's okay.
Can you move the camera, Tito, a little bit so I could see you?
Sure. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Perfect.
I just pour the salt. You know, I'm always a little, you know, on the heavy end. What I like is to do this. I don't know if you really see it. It's like a good tablespoon, okay? And I did already. And now let the salt dissolve in. And we're ready to go. I'm turning off. Guys, make sure that now that you concentrate your attention on the pasta, then you should turn it off the broccoli rabe, because they are ready at this point, okay? So you don't want to overcook, or you don't want to have it burnt. I want to show you my broccoli rabe are ready. You see that the pepper is so much softer. Show the back. And also, now that we're turning it off, remember it's the time you put salt, otherwise you will forget before you serve in dinner. Don't go crazy, because broccoli rabe, they are, you know, a little bit bitter and salty on their own. You don't have to put so much salt. And in this case, they're also spicy. Yummy. Okay. Also, see, this was one bunch. Just like this, you understand the quantity. It reduced really like 50%. This is important, then you be aware of that when you cook for many people and how you want to do stuff like that. Now, I'm doing very small pasta, because for my girls, you know, we are in a bikini season, and I put it in. I'm always holding my spaghetti, because when they will soften up the bottom, it will be very easy to push it in. And we're in. Great. And if you have a timer in the kitchen, put like half the time that you have on the box. This is my tip. They're always telling like it's 10 minutes, 14 minutes. Crazy. No, the pasta have to be al dente. Before you turn it off, of course, try one piece of pasta. See if it's really crunchy, okay? Maybe you should wait a few more minutes. But otherwise, if you think it's almost there, take it off, because after you will toss it in your sauce, and that will give a lot of more time to cook. And will be also much better for your leftovers, or to keep it in case your husband just didn't arrive on time. And it's better when you warm it, when you will warm up again the pasta. This is in general, okay? The spaghetti, you have to a little bit move it around, because sometimes they bunch together and they stick together and it's tough. Otherwise, to move it, but they're going. Anybody has question? Nicola, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good. It looks great.
Good. Are you making spaghetti tonight for this dish?
No, I'm actually gonna eat it without the spaghetti over the broccoli rabe.
Delicious.
I'm gonna do
Very
it.
good choice. Thank you. Okay.
But
But really, this is the nice things about this recipe. You can create all this
it is bikini season, and I'm kind of out of shape, so.
stuff. You're never out of shape. But it's
I love
good
the
to be. It's very bad reception today. I don't know if it's me or you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone's screaming in your house. I don't know if someone in our house screaming.
Actually, the house is it's quite
teenagers.
quiet. All the kids are out and about. Yeah.
Okay, maybe they're screaming there. But
awesome.
I hope you're having a nice glass of wine. The savor. To start the night in a nice way.
Yes, come 5:30. That's the saving grace.
Yes, absolutely. And I think would be very interesting maybe to do, maybe in September or October, the same thing, but also weekend pairing wine, and learn how to use certain wine with certain
That's a
foods,
great idea.
and not to complement stuff,
Yeah. What would be neat, maybe even, is doing like a couples night where we do a virtual couples cooking session with like pairing, like wine pairing.
Absolutely.
Right? That could be fun.
I think would be very interesting. And I think, at least my husband is really into great food, good food, and a nice wine. And I think make more interesting instead of be alone in the kitchen, just.
Yeah, I agree.
And making them waiting in their study room, and listen them to complain.
Is it ready yet?
Yeah, is it ready yet? Exactly.
I'm starving.
Exactly. Now, for a night like tonight, I will prepare just to have it when I cook the pasta and everybody's coming and they're complaining. I will make just like some small caprese salad. They're on toothpick, then they can just pop it in their mouth. It's one cherry, and as maybe a mini bocconcini, or maybe having some small toast with an anchovy and butter, something that is complementing with these flavors.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
I really like to don't have everybody starving when they're arriving at the table and start to eat junk or going crazy, and make me anxious to give the food,
Yeah, and also the other thing I find with my boys when they're starving is that they just eat really fast.
Yes.
And they eat more than they need to because they're ravished. And so I think if you have like a nice little healthy snack, then when they get to the meal, they eat slower because they're not starving, and they actually eat the portion they're supposed to eat, right? Versus overeating.
Overeating, and also having problems with maybe stomachache after. So many times happened to my girls, then they overeat so fast, then they feel like almost nauseous because they like, but absolutely, I think it's very important to put something at the table, and maybe one Zoom lesson can be just preparing what to prepare, each night to put it on the table before you start.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. It can also be a very simple soup that you prepare, during the day, or in an instant pot. It can be also a nice thing, or a gazpacho for the summer. Doesn't have to be something solid, but something that it can entertain when you finish up with the pasta. Okay. Now, I don't ever put the timer. This is a very bad habit of me, but I just look. I don't know if you saw the timing, but like I was saying, this is very al dente. I need 2 more minutes. And I want to show you another trick. If you have, the water is boiling, like you can see, the pasta is in. But like I said, maybe you have couples, friends over for dinner, and you have also kids for dinner, and you want to make kind of the same dinner but make it fancier for the adults. You can have something like this. I don't know if anybody of you ever saw it. You put it on the side of your pot and you let it warm it up, okay? And then is the time you can put your fancy pasta, the ones we were talking before, with the squid. And you can cook it in the same.
That's such a neat idea.
I love this.
I need to get one of those. That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Sometimes, Tito, I cook my boys just pasta, and I want to do like whole wheat pasta. But I don't do it because I don't want to have to boil a whole nother water, and then I eat their pasta. But that's amazing.
Exactly, it's fantastic, right? This thing.
Yeah.
And then you can, and you just put it up when you're done. But now you see, this is the little nest of squid pasta, and I'm putting it in.
That's awesome.
You have to just kind of like remember the timing between the two pasta.
Right.
But it's one of the most neat things that I found before. I was just doing, something like this and putting in and lifted, or you can have something like this. You can leave it in and you can scoop it off. But I just think this is like, click.
That's great.
Boom. Right?
Yeah, that's great.
I know. Who come up with that idea is a genius. But
that's what I love about these cooking shows with you, Tito, is I always learn a new trick.
Good. That's my point. But you imagine, that your husband is coming back for dinner and you will prepare a very, simple sauce and stuff, but also it's a little bit more, special.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost us so much more time. Look, like I said, this pasta is much, much faster. It's ready. And now, I'm heating up my spaghetti. I don't have to dump the water. I'm just doing this because it's such a small portion. Always make sure there is no water in the pasta. Okay, here we go. Putting it in. And then I will show you the black ink to make it fancier. I get the plate. This is the secret weapon to make it nice and fancy, like my restaurant. I will put a little bit of sauce. Okay. Some cherry tomato. Nice piece of fish.
And you use sea bass, right? You said?
I actually found Chilean sea bass.
Chilean sea bass, yeah.
Yes. But again, if you found red snapper, sea bass, you know, whatever you found, it's fine. It doesn't really change. It's important just doesn't have the skin, because with the skin would be a little bit challenged, you know, in the pasta to clean it up, because you're not, you know, you're serving in a bowl. Now, guys, I'm mixing the black one.
Yeah, Tito, I've been loving these different sauces that I've been learning. I only had one sauce in my repertoire. Now I have that sauce we did last week with the carrots. That was so amazing.
Did you love it? The kids
It
too?
was so amazing. And then the kids loved it. And the next day I ate it for lunch. I was so happy.
Great.
And now this sauce is so tasty also.
I'm glad. Now I want to show you guys, the plates are done. I'm putting a fancy leaf of the parsley, and we have it ready. Dinner, it's ready.
Amazing.
Okay. Are you see, guys?
Take some pictures for me.
Yes, I will take pictures, and actually I will show also later on. I will send you a picture of how I serve the broccoli wrap in the same bowl with the fish on top.
Perfect. That's
wonderful,
all, guys. And look at that, under an hour.
Yes.
Under
and I
an
really
hour.
took my time. And I really took my time. I didn't rush.
Amazing. Thank you. That was absolutely wonderful. I cannot wait to eat it. I'm so excited.
I'm glad, guys, all of you
Tito.
came. Thank you so much, Nicole. And I hope to see all of you soon. Have a great summer. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.